Whew. Finally got these boxes up these stairs. Ugh. Decline. Oh shit. Hello?
Hi, Jim. It's Ryan.
Oh, hey Ryan. What's going on?
Just checking to see if we're still on for that intro. Love the Venompool statue.
You know, I think I got something planned for the intro already. I don't think I'm really gonna need you.
Okay, well, call me later when you get a chance. Bye-bye.
All right, man. What's going on, everybody? Gemmin here with a humongous statue unboxing and review for you guys. The 1/3 scale Venompool by PCS, distributed by Sideshow. This has got to be one of, if not the biggest statues I've ever unboxed. Before we jump into it, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a video. We're doing a giveaway for a Spider-Man Premium format, and all you got to do is comment below and leave a like on this video. Stick around to the end, and I'll give you more details on the giveaway. As you can see, this comes in 3 huge boxes. This last box was so heavy, I didn't even want to put the styrofoam up on the turntable, so I'm not gonna. Let's just go ahead and unbox the biggest box first, which is the base. Taking off the straps, lifting off the lid, you can see this humongous Sentinel head. This thing is so big and heavy, there's no way I could pick it up and hold it underneath this camera to show you guys close-ups. So let's take it out of the box and put it on the table and take a good look at this humongous Sentinel head. So as you can see, laying flat on the turntable, it is a beast. Like, you think of life-size busts like a 1:1 ratio. This has got to be a 2:1 ratio. This is like double the size of a human head, and it has so much great detail in it. I love that shiny purple metallic paint. It's weathered as hell. There are so many nicks and scratches all over the purple part of this Sentinel head. You can see it's lying in the dirt, so it's got like this mud and moss effect. Maybe it's been defeated for a while, or maybe it's just tore up from battle and now it's laying in its final resting place. Now, swinging around here, you could check out the inside of his head. You can see like behind his eyes, like those 2 sockets. Let's get a better shot of up underneath the bottom of the Sentinel, because that kind of gets hidden from an eye level. Yeah, so here you go. You can kind of see just more of the innards of the Sentinel head. Look at that rust effect. That looks great. It's got like this aluminum type of color to it. Not overly intricate, but it's pretty cool for something that's really not going to even be seen. And then let's get a better look at the face. You can see the teeth, those yellow panels for the eyes, the kind of skin tone paint. And then look at like the weathering, like I mentioned, across his forehead and like this mossy, damaged look. Man, that's some great effects there. I actually had to touch it to see if this was sandy, because it felt like it was actually dirty. All right, enough of that Sentinel head. Let's dig in the box and start taking a look at the individual pieces. This is one of the side panels of the Sentinel head. And again, you can see the great paint applications with that metallic purple, that mossy, moldy looking green on the side. You can see that mud like I mentioned earlier. Here's that big key notch that's gonna go into the side of the head and kind of like its faux base. That looks really good, man. A lot of attention to detail, and the other side is no different. You have that mud, you have that piece of metallic Sentinel head that is damaged to hell. I like that green look, man. It's a really nice contrast to the purple. Same type of base on the bottom. And now looking at this little panel piece, this is actually going to cover up a keyhole where the 1/3 scale Deadpool could sit on top of this base with Venompool. So that's going to go ahead and cover up that hole. And lastly, this is just a little piece that keys into the Sentinel head. I had a hard time finding where this went, but it ends up going like almost underneath to the left side of its head. All right, on to the second box. Let's take off those straps. Let's go ahead and remove the lid. And let's go ahead and take off all of the tissue paper. So this has the bottom half of the torso, his swords, and all the chains. These chains go on his wrists and ankles. They have a great dull metal look to them. There's 4 pieces. You can see it has a little bit of a rust effect to it as well. These chains are old and have been holding back Venompool for however long. But as you can see, these 4 pieces, they all have magnetized key notches. Then here's the swords. It reminded me like Leonardo from Ninja Turtles, man. I like the wrap. It looks good. Almost like a 1/1 with how big these swords are. But you have the wrap around the handle. That looks great. Tied together in that knot. Flipping over, you can see the peg that'll key into his back. So nice paint applications, nice sculpted details here. And again, this piece is too heavy for me to hold up under the camera. We're going to have to take a better look when we assemble them. All right, last box. Let's take those straps off. This was a big box because you already know what's in here. The torso, the head sculpts, and those hands. Man, look at these hands. This thing is crazy. The lifelike detail is so crazy. First of all, you can see like the tendons and the veins going through the costume. The costume itself has such great texturing to it. It's almost as big as my hand. It's humongous. I like how those claws are ripping through the costume. And look, man, again, this is just a monstrous hand. You got to give him a handshake real quick. The shadowing looks great on the hand. It really helps accentuate the details. You can see his palm through the bottom here. I like the black nails. That's a sleek look to it. Just an awesome hand with that cuff around the wrist. And then the second hand is no exception. Same great detail. Love those sharp claws. So happy to see nothing was damaged in transit. But it's like that sleek black look. You can see those nicks and weathering on the wrist as well. And those knuckles, man. You can tell the sculptor had to be looking at his own hand while sculpting this. It's just so realistic and so lifelike. That bright red too, man. That fire engine red looks great. All right, onto the head sculpts. Love the head sculpts, man. This one looks insane. I love those big barracuda teeth and how they're all flat and shiny and smooth. That brownish yellow look to it with those black gums. You have those eyes that are stitched in the costume there. Same texture like from the hands. You even have that little flap on the top of his head, that fold like how Deadpool has. So that's a nice little touch. But man, the paint applications are amazing. Like the sculpt is amazing. That grin, very Nightmare Before Christmas. And then of course you can't have a Venom or Venompool head sculpt without the massive tongue, and this looks amazing, man. I love the paint applications, that dark black middle that goes to that pink, the shininess to it, the texture of the tongue, the movement of it. Man, the teeth now you could feel individually, they're sharp, the same great kind of shiny gloss on those brown yellow teeth. And it just gives me like barracuda vibes, man, the way his jaw lifts so high up. I think this looks awesome, man. And again, man, this torso is too heavy to be lifting up. We're going to have to take a closer look when we assemble it. So let's assemble it now. We're going to put these two pieces of the Sentinel head. On this one, you kind of have to lift up the head a little bit and then slide it in there. Then we'll flip around. We'll put the other piece there. Connect that real nice like. Then look at the top. Remember, this is going to cover where Deadpool's going to key in when he comes in. It kind of is a little raised up. Now, getting him in here was a little bit difficult, man, because you had to get the peg in, but there's a notch on the right foot, and you just had to really evenly put this thing down. Really quick, we're going to put the chains on the ankles and the wrists. I think I ended up putting them in the wrong place and had to fix them afterward, but you get the idea. Another one that was kind of difficult is heavy. You got to match that peg to the keyhole. We're going to put in his hands here. These are magnetized and they fit pretty nicely. We're going to swing it around and put in those chains. And then we're going to go ahead and put on the other hand. Now what's weird is like the wrists and the anklets are a little bit loose feeling. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. Anyway, now we got the chains in. The last thing would be the head sculpt. I really like both head sculpts, man. So this is the first one without the tongue. But like I said, man, you got to have that tongue out portrait. So this is probably how I'm going to display him. All right, let's put the swords in his back and do the review. Man, this has got to be one of the biggest statues I've ever unboxed. I mean, it's right up there with Nosferatu Zod, who was more of a wider piece. This guy definitely has him on the height, 40 inches tall. You can see how massive this guy is. He's taking up the whole turntable, heavy as hell. You can only really move this guy if you take him all apart, but it is just massive. Retails for $2,500, ships in 3 decent sized boxes, as you guys saw. But it's just a massive piece by PCS, and I think it's super smart for them getting this Marvel Conquest of Champions video game license to be able to bring us humongous Marvel characters and these highly detailed high-end collectibles. So I don't want to talk about too much that I've already talked about during the unboxing. Some stuff that I want to mention is like the innards of the side of the Sentinel head here. You can see like these tubes with these gears. I think that looks really cool. I don't know if I really got to show you guys the busted out right eye of the Sentinel. Another nice touch. And then Venompool himself, man, his bottom half torso, the muscles and the veins are just bulging through the costume. I love the kind of style that they use here where You can see all of the body parts through the costume. It just looks super sleek. His huge calves, the quads are huge. So much detail there. The texture changes on the boots a little bit. You get more of a leathery texture on the red, and you can see the tread on the bottom of his right foot. That's a nice touch. I think that's some nice attention to detail. On his thighs, you have like that symbiote texture that's stitched onto the Deadpool costume, so you can see it changes as far as the texture is concerned. You can still see the veins underneath it, but it has a bluish hint of purple paint application to it. On his right thigh, you have pouches strapped with latches, which are sculpted incredibly well. Around his belt too, you kind of have the Deadpool logo on his belt, more pouches with that brownish paint job. You have some texture on there as well. And moving up to his back is massive. I mean, it is huge, incredible Hulk style massiveness with those blades that are on there. It's almost funny to see this big monstrous character use katanas. Like, they're so small compared to him. Looking at the torso, again, just muscular, veins bulging out, and you have that mix of Deadpool costume and Venom costume that's stitched together. Like I mentioned, very Nightmare Before Christmas. The head sculpt, I mean, it does have a little bit of a seam, but I think it's forgivable. It's something that's really noticeable in close-ups, not so much when you have this big 40-inch statue displayed somewhere. I definitely like the tongue out portrait, but I also do like this portrait as well. And look how big this head is, man. This is a crazy statue, super fun to have. I'm thinking I'm going to put this in my module case downstairs, and it really makes me want to collect the 1/3 scale Venom, which I did review the prototype. I think I'm going to have to get that one in and have these guys next to each other in the module case. Also, I'm planning on picking up the 1/3 scale Deadpool, which is going to key in right here, like I showed you guys, so that you have Venompool and Deadpool and Venom. That would be like a nice little 3-statue companion. Anyway, let me know what you think about this monstrous Venompool in the comments down below. Like I said, we're giving away a Spider-Man premium format by Sideshow Collectibles once we hit 125K. And all you got to do is be subscribed, leave a like on this video, and comment below. Comment on this video and any other video where we promoted the giveaway. Once we hit the milestone, I'll pick a random video, use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to come follow me over on Twitch. I'm doing fighting games and retro games. We're building up a nice little community over there. And check out my other statue unboxing and reviews. Stay minty fresh. Peace.